Hi folks, welcome back to the Carver's Wood Shop. This is my next project. It's going to be a name tag called the knife name tag. Okay, this is what I wore last year to the show. This was a name tag that I did with all the feathering and all of a little eagle, and this is what I wore to all my shows in Canada and in Frankenmuth and out here in Fairless Hills and such, and this is what I wore. This year I decided to make a new one, so I think every year I'll try to put a new one out. So this one will probably be put to the side this year, and as I start, I wanted something relating to wood carving, and pocket knives is related to wood carving. Most of you know that I use a wood, that in some of my videos you'll see me use a pocket knife. Some of the other videos you'll see me use stationary knives. I use all kinds of different knives, and I came up with this pattern. I designed this the other day, and this way you can put a name on the longer blade and then the name in the center. And then I made one, and this is what it looks like. Okay, now there's a lot more to it than you think. I started this with the blade in the center and kind of made it silver all the way around. I did a like a shiny copper color. I didn't have a brass yellow color that would look good because I wanted this to be light enough to put my name in. And here I have the Lancaster, so I'll be wearing this at the show. And then also when the show's over, I may change that to Carver's Wood Shop when I go to another show this year. So this is a fun project. I need to put another one of these. I need to buy some more. I ran out of them for the top here and for the bottom, or you can just put it at the top. I think it would even itself out, but I was originally going to put one on either end, but I think you need one up here and one down here to even it out. It's kind of big, not overly big, but a little bit bigger than normal. So it's about 3 inches long and about a little less than 2 inches wide is the piece of wood that you need. Now, if you've been following me on YouTube a little while, you'll notice that I'll do one pattern and I'll cut a lot out of one pattern. Okay, so actually this was like, I cut about 3 or 4 out of one block, so I'll cut one out. The only problem with this one is it has a bit of a rounded bottom. When you put it down to cut it, it can rock on you, so you want to be careful of that. You may want to cut part of that out first and leave that flat side on there, then slice it out on your bandsaw, and then go back with each one and cut out the last part. It would be a safer way of doing it. Okay, because I had to turn it upside down this. I'm trying to think how I had that. I think I had it like this to keep it from rocking when it went through the bandsaw. That's something you have to learn if you're using a bandsaw. If you're not using a bandsaw, a scroll saw could cut these out very nicely and also do the hole for you. That was the part that took the longest, was doing the center. But let's get started on it. This will be a nice group project for you if you're interested in doing something like this. We did a couple of group projects of the stars. So the next thing we're going to do, I have a pattern on this if you're interested, and it's very simple. It's not a detailed thing, but what you want to do is take your knife and go from one corner and put your glove on and your thumb guard on, because this is a little trickier to cut. You know, if you have a little gouge, might help you out when you're doing this inside piece. And you know, just take your time. Take your time. It's really important to get those corners just right and get that blade portion right. So after you cut it a couple of times, you want to go back and just kind of slowly remove that. And I'm not going to take all the time online to show you how to do that, but you do a little bit at a section at a time, and you know, just take your time. Try not to pry things out if you can help it. It's a little awkward to hang on to this, so you know, just take your time when you're cutting things out. Alright, and then I cut the bottom out again, and I keep doing this all the way. Once, if it doesn't free up, I go back and I put a little more pressure. It's nice to lay it on a table when you do this instead of holding it in your hand in case you pop it through the other side and stab yourself with it. Remember, the gloves do not protect you when you stab yourself. Okay? So, you know, and the thing here is, folks, you don't want to take gobs off, you know, you don't want to try to get all the way through it in a couple of stripes, you know, a couple of passes here. You want to be able to take your time with it and remove what you can, you know, and go back, like I'm going to do here, and go back and try to free that corner up. You get those corners, and you want to be mindful, too, how you're holding that knife as you're going down. When you're going down, and I just want to explain this to you, you don't want to hold it at an angle when you're cutting this thing. You don't want to hold it at an angle. You don't want to hold it too far this way. You want to keep it as straight down as you can, as this is straight down. Okay? So try to be mindful of that when you're cutting this out, that you don't, how you're holding that blade. And the other thing you want to be mindful of too is not to cut up into your wood as much as possible. Try to, so when you're slicing it out, try not to push the point of the knife up and over. You know, just take little pieces out at a time. They don't free up just like that didn't. Then you go back to your corners and you recut them. Okay, go straight down as you can and recut. So when we come back, we're going to go all the way through to the bottom and just keep at it. If you have a little, see how that just came out free on its own? Now that's not coming out free, so I got to go back and recut it. It's a lot easier with a scroll saw, but you know, this teaches you how to control your knife, teaches you to be patient, to take pieces out. I know everybody's in a hurry to get things done, and that's okay. I mean, it's alright to be, but eventually you'll come out through the other side. Now, I had that drawn on there, but we're going to use this with the longer piece, just like I have on the one I created. So keep going with it and work your way through the bottom so you pop out through the other side. And when we get to that point, I'll be back to show you how to do the rest of it, or some more of it anyway. Okay? We'll be right back.